Hello, Reader Pham. I just want to start a reading vlog. I'm just so in the mood to, number one, read today and also vlog. I feel very chatty. I feel like an old school Zoella type vlogger today where I just like chat it up about life and random products I've been liking. I got this new workout top and I just want to show the whole world. No, but I'm currently reading a thriller book right now, which I have not read a thriller in so long. It's called Not a Happy Family by Carrie Soto. I think she's a very well-loved thriller author, and the book club that I'm in of two friends chose this book, so I'm like 170 pages into it and I really just want to sit here and finish it today because I haven't finished a book in so long. I got these new glasses from iBuyDirect, which you'll be seeing on my Instagram. I just love vlogging. I'm just very in the mood to vlog, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just vlog today. I've been playing chess, might show you some of that. Got a new chessboard. Here's what that looks like. It's massive, which is kind of the point, but I feel so chatty right now. I don't know what's happening. This is Spock's Houston jersey. It's the cutest thing ever, and yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and read. TikTok influenced me to buy this cozy waffle set from American Eagle, and it's so flattering. Like, it actually looks the same on me as it did the girl on the TikTok, which never happens. Like, it makes you look tall. And it's so cozy. It like lays the same way. I'll link it down below, like an influencer. I was telling you guys I felt like a vlogger today. In the TikTok I saw, she was wearing the gray one, but I got this color because I think it's more flattering on me, and I'm very happy about it. I'm on page 200 of the book now, and I have still not finished it. I've been reading so slow, and I don't know if it's because of the book I'm reading or because of a continued reading slump. But it's a few days later, and I finally finished Not a Happy Family by Carrie Soto. I looked at my notes app, and it took me 16 days to read this book, which is obviously like a normal amount of time to finish a book for tons of people, but I do have a book channel and I try to read faster, and for the past year and a half, I don't remember the last time it took me that long to read a book. And I don't know if it's because of the writing style or what, because this is a mystery. I kept calling it a thriller, but I'm pretty sure it's just a mystery. There was nothing thrilling about it. It was just a mystery of like who did it, and the reveal was okay. I don't know, I didn't hate this book. I'd give it a solid 3 stars, but I don't think I liked the writing style that much because it was very just like, Sherry did this and then she walked over here, and that is why she did this. And I don't know, it was just very short sentences and not very, it wasn't written in a way that I got invested in the characters, which they're all supposed to be kind of unlikable, but still. So such a small book, but it took me over half a month to read. So done with that. And then I didn't know what to read next, and I was like reading a bunch of chapter 1s of books, but I think I finally landed on the second book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So this is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. I'm so excited to actually be continuing a series because it's such a decision to read the second book in a series, because that means like, okay, I'm going into this series. It's not just book 1. I'm like diving into it. And now I'm on page 100 exactly, and I really like it. All those weird reviews you've seen on the internet, don't agree with any of them. I really like it so far. It's 432 pages, so I have like 330 pages left. So that's not bad. They look so thick, but the text is pretty big because it's YA, so I really like that format. I like everything that's happening so far. Getting back into the groove of reading feels good. Since that last clip, I stopped reading Siege and Storm because I started reading books for videos, and then I forgot that I had read part of that book, so I stopped reading it. But now I'm reading The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, which is after the Caraval trilogy. It's in that world, but you don't necessarily have to read the entire trilogy before reading this trilogy. It's so funny because I was just watching Carrie Can Read's vlog where she reads this, and she was reading it back when we thought it was a duology, and apparently the end of this book is insane. So she's like freaking out at the end because it would be so sad apparently if it was not a trilogy. But Stephanie Garber has since announced that it is a trilogy, which I am so happy about because so far Once Upon a Broken Heart was a 5-star read easily. So good. It has made it up to like the top, at least top 10 books that I've ever read. So here's a clip of me reading it at 5 a.m. this morning. Hey guys. Oh my gosh. It is currently 5 a.m. I'm awake because Ryan was doing a video where he follows the Rock's morning routine, where he wakes up at 3:30 a.m. and I happen to wake up around the same time. So I went to Starbucks. I actually woke up at 4 a.m. and just laid in bed for an hour. And then I went to Starbucks and got a peppermint mocha, and now I'm going to read my book. Because what else would I do at this time when I've accidentally woken up? So I'm currently reading The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. I read the first book in this series, Once Upon a Broken Heart, in a different vlog, and I'm supposed to continue reading a different book for that video to be finished, but it was so good that I just have to read the sequel, so I'm just gonna do it in this video where I'm just reading whatever books I want to. And also my allergies are extremely bad again, so if I look swollen and sick, that is why. I'm going to drink my coffee and read now. Look at this little bookmark. These are the best bookmarks ever. My friend Brie got them for me for Christmas and they're amazing.
I would say we were good together.
It's now much later and I am now, we'll show you via bookmark how far I am. Isn't that so nice that you can visually just see how far you are with the bookmark? I'm on page 300. So I think I have about 100 pages left and I can't wait to see the ending. This book and Once Upon a Broken Heart is just so easy to read. Like I just end up reading, oh look, oh my gosh, wait. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I understand this now that I've read more of the book. That is so pretty. What? I love these books. I want to buy every edition of them. This is a special edition. It's signed actually. Should I show you the signature? But like I was saying, they're so easy to read. I end up reading like so many pages. Here's her signature if you've ever wondered. I didn't buy it for the signature. I bought it because this is the purple cover instead of the black cover. They're so magical. I love them. Okay, let's get to this end.
I would say we had fun, but our trails were...
I finished the book. I can take out my little bookmark. Oh, sorry, Spock. Didn't mean to scare you there. Here are both of them. Let me just start by saying I gave both of these 5 out of 5 stars. They are easily top 10 books that I've ever read, if not in the top 5. Oh, man. This is an exhilarating feeling because number 1, it was super unexpected because I read the whole Caraval trilogy. These are YA fantasy, and I liked the Caraval trilogy, but I'm not crazy about it or anything. In fact, I audiobooked a lot of it because her writing style was too slow for me. So I was kind of avoiding reading this, but then the random TBR video that I filmed forced me to read it. I don't know why these ones are so much better to me. I feel like it's because the world building already happened in the trilogy, so you don't really spend like any time world building in this. I mean, there's still some, but it doesn't feel like world building. It just feels like the explanations were very simple. And I think it's because these books, the plot and the characters are much more simple because you're really only dealing with Jax, who is this like immortal, evil, but you love him character, and then Evangeline, who is this innocent girl who just believes in true love, and that's what she's looking for, and she ends up getting caught up in this prophecy that she is the girl who's going to open up this long lost arch door, and she doesn't know what's behind the arch. She doesn't know why Jax and all these other immortal people want to get into it, but she just knows that they need her to do it, and that's what the trilogy is going to be about, but the 3rd book doesn't come out till next year, so that's awesome. But it's really funny because it's the end of December when I read this, and she didn't even announce that it was a trilogy until like up until a week ago. So I'm glad I hadn't read this book yet because that would have been a tragedy to not know because if this was the end, I would have been shattered. I'm so glad it's not the end. But yeah, I just love the romance. The romance gave me vibes of like The Cruel Prince, which you guys know is one of my favorite books ever. Not The Cruel Prince, but like the trilogy. The 2nd and 3rd book are the reason I love that trilogy. And it also gave me Edward Cullen and Bella Swan vibes from Twilight, which is my like favorite romance of all time, as stupid as it is. There's just something about the trope of the guy acting like he doesn't care at all, but he secretly does really care, and all of his actions are because he cares. And then the girl just having this like naive hope and just believing against all costs that they're gonna work out together. It's so good, and that's what this book was, and you need to read these. And if you don't want to read the entire Caraval trilogy before doing so, I say you just jump into these. It's kind of like reading 6 of Crows without reading the Shadow and Bone trilogy beforehand. So that's up to you. I feel like this makes me want to reread the Caraval trilogy because I did audiobook so much of that now I feel like I would have a greater appreciation for her writing. But I don't know, it just didn't hit the same as these did. These were just insane. And I also really want to get the other covers that exist of these books because just all the covers that exist are gorgeous. So what an experience. In this vlog, I got to discover a new all-time favorite book series ever, which is so fun when it's an actual series because then it's not just like one new all-time favorite book, but it's multiple. The 1st and 2nd were just as good. The 2nd did not fall flat at all. If not, it just got things way more exciting. So I cannot wait until next September to read the 3rd book unless Miss Stephanie Garber is willing to send me an ARC. I will very gladly read that book if you're willing to give it to me early, Steph. Now I kind of want to read Twilight. Oh, I know where my SD card is. I thought I lost my SD card and it's literally in here. Okay, it's a few days later and I started Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It's her new release about a tennis world champion who comes out of retirement because someone beat her world record and she is not okay with that. I'm in a book club with 2 friends and we decided to read this. So I'm like 85 pages into it And my whole family on my mom's side plays tennis. My mom plays tons of tennis. So I feel like because of that, like growing up kind of on the tennis court here and there and knowing how to play tennis, it would be just naturally interesting to me. I just forget how good Taylor Jenkins' writing is. And the main character is like purposely unlikable. Like she is just so ruthless and competitive that she does not care about anyone who's getting in her way. It's kind of addicting to read about a character who's just so honest in her emotions and just does not care, and she's not trying to win the approval of anyone. So hopefully I like this book. I will keep you updated.
Like everything that's good in life always come to an end. We're letting go, drifting apart. There's no use trying to pretend. And I know that it's enough. Got the look on your face. It's so hard to explain, but the worst is the pain when you pronounce my name.
Good morning, guys. I have my laptop in front of me and I'm about to show you something very exciting because this video is actually sponsored by Notion. Again, I've worked with them and I fangirl every time because I actually use them before I even got sponsored. If you don't use Notion yet, the new year is perfect to do so because it's gonna just help so much with organization, meeting goals, and it's very aesthetic. So this is what my Notion looks like. The thing about it is that it's so customizable. People make tons of templates. There are just endless possibilities with what you can do and what you can track. You could be tracking progress towards a marathon. You could be tracking your reading. You can set goals. You can use calendars, that you can do to-do lists. It's just so many things that you can do. And if you're doing something where you need to collaborate, where you want multiple people to see it or add to it with you, you can share it. If you guys have like a family book club, you guys could all collaborate on a page. And then also so many people have figured out how to make it aesthetic. So I honestly, this is me making it aesthetic, but I also used some people's free templates that I found. So this one I want to fill out. It's a bookshelf template. This is from Ellie Gons. And then I also got a 12-week year dashboard, which I think this was just from the Notion website. And I want to try it out because I've been hearing all about this 12-week year thing where you split the year up into 3 months and then track your goals that way so that you're more likely to actually hit goals, which sounds really cool. So I also want to fill this out. And I've already done a tour of my Notion, but I can't show much without exposing my entire life. So yeah, if you don't use Notion yet, there's a link in my description to click and get started, and then tag me on Instagram with how you decorate and make it aesthetic because I am obsessed with looking at people's Notions. Thank you, Notion, for sponsoring this video. I'm obsessed with you guys. I finished this book last night. I stayed up till 12:30 a.m. reading this, and I haven't had that happen to me in a while where I'm just reading a book and then I can't put it down. And then before you know it, it's the last page and I didn't even realize I was on the last page, and those are just the best reading experiences. So I'm very grateful to this book for giving me that reading experience. This book made me laugh out loud so many times because of how brash, is that the word? Brass? Brazen. What is the word that I'm looking for? Self-assertive in a rude, noisy, or overbearing way. Yes, how brash the main character is. Just the things that she would say to people's faces were so shocking that it would just make you laugh. And then I also like the format of the book. They would do transcripts in between chapters of sports commentators, so reading that in between was really fun. It would be like who she's up against, and then a transcript, and then going by like 2 months until this tournament. I just really like how it broke it up. I just felt like it made it so digestible and very fast and easy to read. And you know those books where like the text is just the perfect size and like you like the font? It's just one of those books that I really like how it's formatted, which is one of those weird details that I really do care about certain books. Like sometimes if the text is really close together or like a weird font, it actually bothers me a lot. And then also the relationship that she has with her dad. Her dad is also her coach, and you just fall in love with their relationship so much. And then you also have a subplot of romance, and I really like how that was written because it's just not a typical romance because it's a literary fiction, so it's more like real life type. And yeah, I really liked it. And I remember when I first picked up this book, there was some talk about how Taylor Jenkins Reid is a white author and she wrote a Hispanic character in this, and if the representation would be good, which I understand because if I was gonna read a book written by a white author and the main character that they were portraying was Asian, I would be pretty curious to see like how she's representing that. So I don't know the consensus like months and months later. I tried to look up some Tick Talks about it, which is where I'm getting my information, so who knows about that. And just like reading people's comments from the Hispanic community, obviously it's gonna have to go person by person because it's not representing me, I don't know. But I saw a lot of comments saying that they loved the book and they didn't find it offensive. And like I said, I picked this up because of a book club that I'm in, and I'm gonna let my friend Kaylee talk about the representation of it in her book club because it is representing her. So yeah, that's just something I can't speak on. It's one of those things in the book world that's so difficult because is it strange that white authors have to try to portray different cultures that they have no experience in? Yes, but also if they don't ever do that, then you're just gonna have books written by white authors all about white people in the books, and it's just gonna be so bad. So it's just, no one knows yet. No one knows how to do things. I think I'm gonna give this a 4.5 stars. I feel like I forget so much how much I like Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing, and it makes me want to read more literary fiction. Like, this almost felt like the experience of reading Mary Jane, which is a literary fiction that I gave 5 stars. So if you have any other recommendations for me that you would think I would like that are literary fiction, let me know, because I really enjoyed myself while reading this book. Which means in this video we had like 2 bangers. This book was an absolute hit. Everyone needs to read it. Look at me reading some hardbacks that I bought that were on my shelf. This was very satisfying. Let me know your thoughts. Follow me on Instagram to keep up in the meantime. I post a lot of like book Instagram stories, and I will see you guys on my main channel for my first video of 2023, hopefully very soon. But thank you for watching this video. I love you so much, little book community.